It's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Wednesday, September the 11th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Hello, everyone. Hope you're well. As we start off, every time I say the date, September the 11th, I'm sure it brings up different memories, different pain points, different experiences for everyone in different ways. But I'd be remiss not to mention and to recognize how the world has changed in 23 years, and remembering the families, the victims, everyone affected by those tragic acts of terrorism 23 years ago. So I'm sure everyone in their own way, actually, I don't know for sure, but maybe you reflected a little bit. Maybe you had some time to contemplate just where we're at in the world, where things are at, and how your life was affected as well. Or maybe sadly, you know someone who was affected, who passed away, or was affected. So I want to recognize that, obviously, on the 23rd anniversary of that horrible tragedy. Okay, friends, thanks for being here. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Richmond in Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or better, all three. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So thank you for being here. See some familiar faces, some newer faces. Lucas, I'll get to your donation and your good news in a second. Appreciate that. But let's remind you, all of you, how you can get involved today. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos. You can like the video. 33 of you in here already. Only 11 likes. So let's bump that up to about 15 to 20 likes. You know how I love that 50% ratio. You can leave a donation like Lucas has done. I'll get to that in a second. Thank you, Lucas. Gets the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message, your M. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. So tonight, the topic, I just realized I spelled it wrong. I tried to say constructing Canucks forward lines, but I said constructing. That is horrible. I saved it now, but if you don't refresh your page, you won't see it, but that's fine. It's supposed to be called constructing the Canucks forward lines. I will, through a series of polls, get your opinion on how you think the line should be constructed. And then I'll give you my thoughts as we go as well. And then I'll save the second half for any of your questions and comments. So that's where we're going tonight. But let's get started by recognizing the first donation and some good news that goes along with that donation. So let's give some love in the chat to legendary Lucas Gates. Lucas with the $10 donation says, since I'm making up for lost time, let's just say yesterday was a fantastic day. I think Clay knows what it is, something soccer related. Anyways, go Canucks, like, sub, member, and more. So thank you, Lucas, for the donation. And yes, I saw that Volkswagen Canada awarded the United Blazing Soccer Dogs $5,000, right, for your good work in the community. That was probably the short version. I didn't watch the entire video, but I saw the good parts, or I saw the start where you're talking with your mom. It was a video with Lucas and his mom, Abby, talking on a bench. Abby was telling the story of how this adaptive soccer team started, and then I think Volkswagen Canada awarded them $5,000 as basically as an affirmation of their good work. So Lucas, feel free to fill in the gaps, but I think that's what I saw. So congratulations to you and your family. And thank you very much for the donation. That is indeed excellent, excellent news. So I want to talk a bit about the Canucks forward lines, and we'll focus on defense and goaltending another time. Today we'll talk about the forward lines, and I want to give you a couple insights, and then turn it over to you and get your help, get you to help me in constructing these lines, and you'll see what I mean in a couple of minutes. But we know that 1/3 of the Canucks top 12 will be new for next year, because gone are Elias Lindholm, Sam Lafferty, Ilya Mikheyev, and Vasily Podkolzin, basically all traded, not all playing all the time, but those were the main guys that have moved on, either as free agents or being traded away. And then in come Jake DeBrusk, Danton Heinen, Daniel Sprong, and Kiefer Sherwood. So for the purposes of our discussions, I'm not going to include Phil DiGiuseppe for now. I'm not going to include Neil Zaman for now. And I'm not going to include Sammy Blais, the PTO, for now. I am going to use the of Miller, Besser, Pedersen, Hoglander, Heinen, DeBrusk, Sprong, Sherwood, Joshua, Garland, Bluger, Suter. So those are the 12 guys that we're going to work. With for today, just for purposes of our discussion. Now, a couple of things, recognizing that Elias Lindholm is gone, signed as a free agent with Boston. So that takes away, that leaves a big hole in the middle, in the center spot. So what I'm going to do is, for the purposes of our discussion, I'm not going to include Suter as a winger. Rather, I'm going to consider him as a center, because I'm not using Neil Zaman in this exercise. I'm going to assume Miller, PD, Suter, and Bluger are our 4 centers, but not necessarily in that order. Not necessarily in that order. So let's go with that. Carol says I'm breaking up. Is anyone else saying that my audio is breaking up, or is that Carol's connection? I'm just listening to it right now. I think it sounds okay. So Carol, hopefully you can get a better connection, or it's coming through loud and clear for you. So for the purposes of our discussion, I've said that like 8 times. Oh, you guys, I was breaking up. Interesting. Is it better now? I don't know, but even if I was breaking up, I don't know how to fix it. So I guess we're kind of stuck with it. I'm going to use these presumptions. I'm going to ask you about a left winger for JT Miller and Brock Besser. I am going to ask you about a right winger for Jake DeBrusk and Elias Pettersson. Now, I know you say, well, why can't DeBrusk play with Miller and Besser? And maybe he will, but I just think that's not fair to Petey. And I think they kind of sold DeBrusk on playing with Petey. And more importantly, I think they sold Petey on that they're going to get a winger for him. So for our purposes, I'm not including DeBrusk as an option for the top line. You'll see what I mean. Then I'm going to ask you about Bluger or Suter for Joshua and Garland. And then we're going to fill out all 4 lines. So I'm presuming that Kiefer Sherwood for now is going to be on our 4th line. He could very well move up. So very first question to you, and I'm giving you 3 options. I'm asking you, who should be on the top line with Miller and Besser? So again, a couple of presumptions. I don't think it's going to be Kiefer Sherwood. And for now, I'm keeping Joshua and Garland on the 3rd line. I know one of them or both of them might move up to the top 6, but they made such a good 3rd line. And I do have a question about the 3rd line, but I'm going to save that. So for now, I've given you 3 options: Daniel Sprong, Danton Heinen, and Niels Hoglander. And yes, I know Kiefer Sherwood might find his way up there, and I know, but that's fine. But for our purposes, we're not going to include that. And I also know that Jake DeBrusk could certainly find his way up there, but I'm gonna stable him to PD's side for now. Now, let's look at our 3 candidates. Oh, there. Well, that helps. Talkit and Alvin said that DeBrusk will start with PD. Okay, that makes sense. So let's look at our three contenders that we have there. They're Heinen, Sprong, and Hoglander. Daniel Sprong is very intriguing to me. He is 27 years old from the Netherlands, second round pick, but who cares about all that for now? But look at his last two seasons. His last two seasons, he had 46 points in 66 games. That's basically 0.66 points per game, which is even better with the Seattle Kraken. And then Seattle was pretty good that year, actually. And then on a crappy Detroit team last year, he still had 43 points in 76 games. So we're talking about a 40-point player the last two seasons, and he hasn't even played a full season. And the beautiful thing about Daniel Sprong is he's only making $975,000. Now, that's not, I don't think you determine who plays on the top line, money they make or don't make. So here is Daniel Sprong, who's listed as a right winger. He's listed as a right winger, but that doesn't mean he can't play on the left. Like, guys can play, all forwards, basically, all wingers can play both sides. So the argument for Daniel Sprong is if you want this to be your a complete offensive line, then he can score. He's got 21 goals. He's got 39 goals over the past two seasons on very limited ice time. Look, 11 and a half minutes and 12 minutes. So if he's playing 15 to 16 even strength minutes with Miller and Besser, maybe that goes up to a 25 to 30 goal season, maybe. So that's the case for Daniel Sprong. Defensively, not as strong, although he knows that that's something he's got to work on. Miller, Besser is pretty good defensively. Miller's okay defensively. So that's not going to be the most defensive line ever, but Talk is not afraid to play them in big minutes and big matchups. Danton Heinen, also a newly signed UFA for us, 29 years old, 2 years older, but he is also, he's not a 40-point player. He's just below. So last year he had 36 points in 74 games, so just under 0.5 points per game. The year before that, a bit lower, 22 and 65. And then the year before that, 33 and 76. So Heinen, he did have 147 point season, but that was 7 years ago. So maybe Heinen's a 30 to 35 point player. And again, not a lot of ice time in the year that he only got 22 points, 11 minutes, and then he had 14 and a half minutes. So maybe with 15 to 60 minutes of even strength ice time, he's a 35 to 40 point player. So there's Danton Heinen, but he is very versatile and he is good defensively. So he would bring a bit more defensive prowess than, say, Sprong, but a little less offensive prowess. But he did score 17 goals, but he's never had more than 20 in his career. So that is the argument for Danton Heinen. And then the third one I put in there is Niels Hoglander, who, I think all 36 of his points were at even strength, if I'm not mistaken, only in 12 minutes of ice time. And he's just under 0.5 points per game as well. So, and obviously some familiarity on the Vancouver Canucks already. He's been here for his entire career, last 4 seasons. And is he the type that could thrive against tough competition, or might he wilt against top competition, i.e. other opposing top lines and number 1 D pairs? So those are the 3 choices that I gave to you as options. And I'm going to close the poll now and see what you guys said. It looks really close, actually, but let's see. Survey says, I thought I ended the poll. Where's the results? Controversy. Maybe they're taking a minute to tabulate the results of the poll. There we go. Wow, close. 37% of you are saying Heinen. 33% of you are saying Sprong. 29% of you are saying Hoglander. So that is Edmund. Hey, I just mentioned you may not have heard me say I'm counting Suter as a center for now because of the departure of Elias Lindholm. So Suter might play on that top line as well. But then who's going to be your third or fourth line center. Oh, at one point the poll was 888. Well, okay, so not bad. 27 votes, and is very close. Heinen, Sprong, and then Hoglander. So by 1 or 2 votes, you guys say that it's Danton Heinen's going to play on the top line. Okay, no problem with that. So then, using those results, hey, Sarah's here. I would love to play on that line, but I think they need someone with a bit of hockey IQ and hockey ability. So that means for the so then we now go to our second line, supposed second line of DeBrusk and Pettersson. So I'm going to ask you here, start a poll. Who should play with DeBrusk and Petey? Now, I'm not going to use Heinen because you guys already voted him up to the top pairing. So I'm going to give the top line. So I'm going to give you Hoglander, Sprong, and Sherwood for this one. Again, I'm not putting Pius Suter here because if anything, he would have played with Miller and Besser, and I'm keeping Suter in the middle. So now I'm giving you these options: Niels Hoglander, Kiefer Sherwood, or Daniel Sprong. Who do you put with DeBrusk and Petey? And yes, I know Bankroll makes a good point. Maybe you could try Dakota Joshua. You could, but for now, it'll just get too confusing. There's too many combinations. For now, I'm not splitting up Joshua and Garland. I'm keeping them together on the third line. So vote on this one. I've already given you the profile of Sprong. I've given you the profile of Hoglander. So I'll give you the profile of Kiefer Sherwood right now, just for the sake of completion and of fairness. So Kiefer Sherwood's 29 years old as well. And he actually had a pretty good season for Nashville. He only gets to play 12 minutes a game. Well, I think we got all these guys that only play like 11 to 14 minutes a game, and we're promising them more ice time. He had 27 points in 68 games, so just under 0.5 points per game as well. But look at this. Basically, always a plus player, +2, +3, +4, +17. So 27 points in 68 games. That's not bad. 58 and 187 for his career. So that's about third line. That's better than fourth line production. That's about third line production. We know he was a pain in the butt to play against for the Vancouver Canucks in that first round. Sherwood, I think he has scored a lot in junior, so he has offensive ability, but he hasn't really been tasked in an offensive role ever since he's come into the NHL. It's kind of hard when the most you're getting is 13 and a half minutes in a game. Then finally, I'll give you DeBrusk, even though he's not part of the poll because he is on that line already with Pettersson. DeBrusk, 27 years old. So all these guys we signed were 27 to 29 years old, and DeBrusk had a really good. He's had some very consistent. Look at this: 43, 42, 35, 14, but that was in only 41, 42, 50, 40. So he's a 40 to 45 point player for sure. And he only got 16 and a half minutes. So maybe, or 17 minutes. So maybe he's going to get 18, 19 minutes, even 20 minutes sometimes on the second line and some power play time. And look, he had an awesome season, 50 points in 64 games 2 seasons ago. Last season, 40 and 80. So that's right at half a point per game. And this guy has scored over 23 times in his career and 2 19s. So 27 and 25 and 27 and 2 19. So DeBrusk can score. We heard him say he wants to score between 25 and 30 goals. By the way, you're wondering, all these guys like Sprong had 43 points last year. Then Heinen at 36. DeBrusk had 40. And then Sherwood at 27. So you're wondering, where would these guys fit in terms of scoring? Well, they would fit all under Connor Garland. So anyone that had over 40 points, so Sprong and DeBrusk would have fallen right here between Garland and Hoglander, between 36 and 47 points. So let's see what you guys had to say about this one. I think this one is a bit more lopsided than the previous. So it looks like 53% of you are saying Daniel Sprong, 38% of you are saying Niels Hoglander, and 7% of you are saying Kiefer Sherwood. So right now, according to you guys, you have Heinen on the top line. You have Sprong on the second line. So let's go to the third line now. Let's go to the third line. And I ask you this, and I'll type it in the poll right now. The question is simply, who should be the 3C? And two choices, very simple, Bluger or Suter. Now, a few assumptions for this one. I'm putting Suter as a center, as I said, to make up for Elias Lindholm. So I haven't included him as wing options. And this one, and I'm presuming obviously that Joshua and Garland are going to play together. Now, what's really interesting about this, you guys, is if you remember last year, it was actually Pius Suter who started the season with Dakota Joshua and Connor Garland because Teddy Bluger was out to start the season. He didn't play until November, 1 month in. But the crazy thing is, when Bluger came back from injury, Suter then went on the injury list. So Bluger and Suter didn't play together. They weren't in the lineup together until December. So again, Joshua and Garland started the season with Pius Suter. And then when he went off and got injured, Bluger took the role between Joshua and Garland. And then Bluger stayed with Joshua and Garland in the playoffs. And then I think Elias Lindholm skate with him, or was Elias Lindholm with PD the whole time? I know in the playoffs it was Miller, Besser, and Suter, and I guess it was Lindholm, PD, and Hoglander, and then you had Joshua with Garland and Bluger, and I guess the fourth line then was, I guess it was Amon, Di Giuseppe, and Podkolzin or something. I can't remember now. So my question to you is, who should it be? Should it be Suter or should it be Bluger? Now, some would argue that Suter has more offensive potential, but I think recency bias would say that Bluger should be the guy. So let's see. This one is quite lopsided, so I'm going to end it right now. And according to all of you, it should be Teddy Bluger. Wow. 89% of you are saying that it should be Bluger, which is massive. That's huge. Okay, friends. So according to all of you, this is how, and remember, I'll say this one last time. This was presuming a few things, that Suter's going to play in the middle, that we don't break Joshua and Garland up, at least not to start the season. So according to you and all of your good voting, this is what we have. We have Danton Heinen playing with Miller and Besser. We have Daniel Sprong playing with DeBrusk and Pettersson. We have Teddy Bluger, not Pius Suter, centering Joshua and Garland. And we have Kiefer Sherwood and Niels Hoglander on the fourth line, centered by Pius Suter. I like these lines, you guys. I like these lines. If I was the one voting, I would actually put Suter between Joshua and Garland because I do think he has more offensive ability. And I'd have Bluger between Sherwood and Hoglander. I would also reverse this. I would try Sprong with Miller and Besser. And I would have Heinen and DeBrusk, the two former Bruins, with PD. But I am fine with what you guys came up with as well. So once again, I'm going to remember this. Well, pretty easy to remember. But let's see on October 9th when the Canucks start the season, or 8th, whatever it is. Pretty sure it's the 9th. Let's see if we're indeed right. So we got Heinen, Miller, Besser, DeBrusk, PD, and Sprong, Joshua, Bluger, Garland, and Sherwood, Suter, and Hoglander. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. I can swap these Hoglander and Sherwood for sure. Of course, that it does include Phil Giuseppe. It does include Neil Zaman. It does include Sammy Blay. And yes, Sammy Blay is a PTO. So you guys, that was a great exercise. I appreciate you lending your expertise. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then we'll get to all of your questions and comments. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout when you sign up. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Remember, you can get involved subscribing. You can like the video. We're up to 21 likes, but there's 53 of you in here, so we should get a few more likes for sure. You can leave a donation like Lucas did. Thank you, Lucas, and keep that donation train rolling. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message, your M, and if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. A couple other things. Tomorrow night is members only. And remember, if you come to that members only stream tomorrow, you'll have a chance to win a spot if you want to join our Legend and Hall of Fame Zoom chat on Sunday night. So might be an opportunity for any franchise members that are thinking about moving up to Hall of Fame or Legend. Yeah, you can earn a chance to join us for our group Zoom call on Sunday night. So again, members only live stream tomorrow. My merch is coming soon. I think my first shipment is going to get here tomorrow or Friday. So maybe as early as next week, I will be being able to show you some Zoom. Oh yeah, I do see that my thing is cutting out a little bit. That's interesting. Is it both the video and the audio, or just the video? I'll have to try and fix that. I just see that it's the connection today isn't as smooth as usual, but that's okay. And Irvin, the Zoom on Sunday night is going to be at 8:30, but I will bring that up as we go during our member stream last night. Oh, video and audio. Interesting. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys will survive with me for one night, and I'll try and figure out before the next show what is indeed going on. Maybe I simply have too many things open. I think I do, actually. I didn't close a couple things here. So I saw a question of who's going to be the next call. You know, what's interesting is the more important thing who's going to be the next call up, or is it going to be who's the extra forward? Because remember, you can have 1 or 2 extra forwards on your roster, and in theory, you think those guys would see the ice. Your healthy scratches will see the ice before a call up. A call up is if you want to inject someone different in the lineup or give someone a taste of the NHL. So I think candidates for first call up are Arshdeep Bains, Linus Karlsson, Aatu Ratu. I just kissed my microphone. Aatu Ratu, or even, yes, Jonathan Lekkerimäki, which would be awesome. Bankroll's very, very, very honest. Poor quality for both. Well, sorry, it's not up for Max Headroom. I remember that guy. Okay, friends, let's go. I'll go to your questions and comments as long as you can hear me and see me. Which prospect outside of Lekkerimäki and DP are you most looking forward to seeing at Young Stars? That's a good question. Outside of those guys, you know, I think let me pull up who's there. Like, in all seriousness, it's not someone like Akito Hirose, as much as I love the Japanese, the fact that he's half Japanese. I think, yeah, we went through the roster yesterday. Lekkerimäki, I've always, you know, I'm interested to see on how good Aatu. Remember, Aatu Ratu's only 21 years old. It's not like he's 24, 25. So interested in Ratu. And yeah, maybe the Russian defenseman whose name I can't say, Kudratsev. That's so bad. It may be him, but truly, I think, yeah, I really am interested in seeing Lekarmaki and DPD for sure, and then Baines and Ratu. I think Anthony Romani. Actually, now that I look at the list, Anthony Romani, he can score. So I'm kind of interested in him as well. So we'll see. We will see. Do we still have Neil Zaman as a possible 13-4? Absolutely, yes. I think it's him and Phil DiGiuseppe and Sammy Blay. Those three guys are battling for a 13, 14, and 15 forward. So yeah, Neil Zaman could be the 13 forward. Careful, Jaskrin. Are the people complaining about a $32 ticket to see a main camp scrimmage warranted, or are they simply being too cheap? Bankroll, that's a good question, especially given your screen name. I don't know. Like, I can't be here to judge. I think the world is going right now. I don't know if any of that $32 is going to charity or a good cause, but I've seen the increase in prices in this, the tickets for the actual Canucks games. So it's not surprising if the ticket prices have gone up even for something as a main camp scrimmage. But it's a simple supply and demand. If the Canucks feel that they're going to sell out all or most of those tickets, then I guess they have the right to charge whatever they want, even if it's going to be harder for average everyday folk to get in. Hey, Gary. Ty Halliburton for me. Oh, that's cool. Ty Halliburton. Yeah, I don't know much about him. Tell me about him, Jay. Vancouver Giant. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Jay. What your opinion about this scoring base will be in a whole, Simon? I don't know what you're asking. Can you ask again? The scoring base. I'm not sure what that means. Going to my first game this year with my dad. He hasn't been since 1992. Wow. The year Lucas was born and the year that I graduated from high school, as he kindly reminded me. Which game, Kyle, are you going to, or have you not decided yet? Gerby is hoping that Blay makes the team. That's fair. At what point do the Canucks consider getting another goalie for the season? I think they're doing that right now, Fangirl. I think they're doing that right now. Can we just take a moment to appreciate our forward set? We're so far removed from the days of Mark Michaelis and Griffin Molino. Yeah, our forwards are a lot better this year, for sure. And you can tell they made a conscious effort to beef up their wings. And then out of the blue, I'm concerned about Survivor Series tickets. What are you concerned about? Like, that you're not going to be able to get them, that they're too expensive, or maybe all of the above? My three brothers are going to the Canucks scrimmage, costing them $200. Three brothers are going for $200. That's at $67 a ticket then. So what's going on? How much are the tickets? Canucks are contender. Of course, the price is going to go up. That's how the market goes. And I think Canucks fans, so I agree with you, Jack. And I think the Canucks fans, we've been lucky in one way. Like, one byproduct of the team being so bad for the past decade is actually the tickets haven't gone up that much. And as soon as the Canucks tasted some success, we saw the effect on ticket prices. They were going to arrest me and Clay for looking too good. Well, hey, I'm surprised I've lasted this long, 50 years, without getting detained yet for being this handsome. So Gary's got Joshua with PD and DeBrusque, Hoglander with Millsy and Besser, Sprong, Suter, and Garland. Now, that's an interesting line. And then Heinen with Bluger and Sherwood. All right. Well, that's mixing all four lines up from what we had. I like it, Gary. I like it. How many games do you plan on attending this year? Of the 41 home games, I expect to be at half of them. Yeah, I'd say half of them. October 26th versus Penguins. Sweet. Romani leading OHL goal scorer. Yeah, that's who I think would be cool. 40K. I don't know why Kate Pearson got let go. I haven't heard an official reason. I think Olivia McDonald's going to be fine. She's good on the mic in front of the camera. A couple of people have aptly noted that she's a little bit younger than Kate, but I don't know if that had anything to do with anything. Maybe Kate wanted to leave, which I don't think so, but who knows? I don't know the story. I really don't know the story. If you could relive one of the cut runs with a guaranteed win, which one do you pick? 82, 94, 2011. 2011, just because I was there at every playoff game. 82, I was 8 years old, and that team had no business being the final. 94, yeah, 94 would be nice because we beat Messier and the Rangers, but I think just because of recency bias and how invested I was, I picked 2011. Well, good luck, Edmund. Good luck getting tickets. No, I do not drink beer. I just drink pop. Gerby, your quick math is impressive. Thank you, Gerby. I'm not sure what I was talking about the math, but yeah, actually, my best subject in school was math. Despite the fact that I failed accounting, it wasn't because I wasn't good with numbers. I've actually always been good with numbers. What did me in with accounting exams was the theory and trying to explain theory of tax law and blah blah blah, deferred income taxes. That just wasn't my thing. But the people part of working with clients at the big firm and the numbers part, I really enjoyed. But thank you, Gerby. I'm not sure what I was quick mathing, but I appreciate that. Oh, the scoring race. Yeah, I think it'll be McDavid, and then usually McKinnon and Draisaitl are up there, Kucherov, but I still think it will be McDavid. 200 a piece? Is that right, Carol, or is that for the whole week? That seems a little expensive. My mom heard the conversation, and in 94, it was like $30 for the 4-day camp. Wow. $30 for the 4-day camp, and now look at whatever it may be. Thanks for that. Who's worse, Benning or Milbury? You know, I don't know enough, Zal, about Milbury's track record. I don't like him, but, you know, the proxy of being here with Jim Benning, that was rough. Yeah, 200 each is a lot. I'd pick 82 because I wasn't alive, and if we win that one, the 2 riots probably never happen. Yeah, I'm really sorry, you guys. I do see that my thing is glitching, is chopping out, but it's weird. In YouTube settings, it's saying that the stream is in excellent condition. So I don't know. I guess I'll just have to reboot my computer the next time I do one of these things, but we'll survive. Anyways, Irvin saying the 2 riots don't happen if 1982 didn't happen, i.e. we won. Yeah, I have time for that argument. Clay, I might post a pic soon, so I better expect you to like. Well, what are you talking about? On Instagram? I'll like what I want to like. Okay, I'll look at it. Is the team lacking a legit center prospect? We've got quality guys in wing, lefty, righty, and goal, but our best center is Ratu. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that is one part where we haven't drafted well. Now, Ratu could be good. He could be a middle 6 forward by the time all said and done. But you're right. We hear about Villander. We hear about Lekkerimäki. We hear about DPD. And we don't hear a lot about, we even hear about Tolopil and Shilovs, but we don't hear a lot about our centers. That's a great point, Eli. That's a really, really good point. What were your lines? Just joined. Gary, the lines of the stream were Miller, Besser, Heinen, DeBrusk, Pedersen, Sprong, Bluger between Garland and Joshua, Suter, Sherwood, Hoglander. I think it's going to be Miller, Besser, Sprong, Pedersen, DeBrusk, Heinen, Suter, Garland, Joshua, Bluger, Sherwood, Hoglander. All the money coming in lets the Canucks keep their Hall of Fame staff. The fan base has created the team. Wait. Not sure what that means, but okay. I asked her how much she remembers the prices. We went every day in Kamloops. That's impressive, Lyndon, for sure. How do you think the BC Lions will do against Toronto on Friday? They're going to win 3 straight for BC Lions. Do you think you do better as color commentator or the other analyst role in broadcasts? Sean, do you think I'd be better play-by-play or the other guy, the analyst? Okay, Sean says it can't be play-by-play because I stuttered too much. I actually don't disagree with Sean. I think play-by-play is pretty tough because you have to come up with so many different ways of saying different things. I have no problem filling space. I have no problem with the gift of gab, but I think then I'm saying this, I don't have any like true hockey experience. So how much could I really analyze? Although I think I could pick out certain things, and I do it on my goal breakdowns, and maybe I wouldn't be serious enough for the job. So Isaac, to answer your question, I think I would be better as the the analyst and not the play-by-play guy. Yeah. Least favorite player who played for the Canucks in the last 5 years that is no longer on the team. Least favorite. Least favorite. Interesting. I'm going to say these guys, a couple names, not because they offended me or I didn't. They did. There's no one that I don't like, but maybe that I was kind of disappointed with how they did, and maybe that might be Mikheyev. Yeah, Ilya Mikheyev or Anthony Beauvillier. And again, it's not like I don't like them, but I was more disappointed with their performance or lack thereof. I picked 94 as 2 years before I was born. Seen the highlights on YouTube. They don't do it justice. Would rather see it in person. Rome says 94 as well. Yeah, I can see it glitching on my side, Gary. Kind of annoying. I'm getting pruned on the sacred timeline. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. What does getting pruned on the sacred timeline mean? Fans are remastering Reboot and unknowingly released Megabyte into the stream. I don't even know what that means either. Does Lekkermaki crack the roster? Not this year. Do you have any goals for the year? Financially, the channel, fitness. Yeah, fitness. I lost 15 pounds since the start of the year. I want to lose another 5 or 6. Financially, just not be stupid. Channel. Yeah, I want to grow it. I want to be consistent. I didn't put a numeric goal on that. Definitely want to get more rest, which kind of goes against the whole fact of staying up late to do YouTube shows. Yeah, and I think those are some of them. Maybe eat better as well. Carol says, please hit the like button. I like that. Who's the Mount Rushmore most hated Canucks? Yeah, honestly, I think Messier is the only one that's hated. Bus or disappointment? Yeah, Virtanen, Eriksson, OEL, Ulevi. But again, do people actually hate them? I don't know. I don't think they have constructed the lineup with the thinking that Lekkermaki will make it. But if he does, it'll be a good problem to have. Yeah, that's fair. Milbury traded Chara and first rounder Spezza for Yashin, Luongo, and Olli Jokinen. No, sorry. I combined two thoughts there. Milbury traded Chara and a first rounder for Yashin, and he traded Luongo and Jokinen for Mark Parrish and a first rounder. Yikes. Yes, I was aware that Bloodline invaded NXT. I have a feeling Lekkermaki was surprised at camp and steals Sprong's spot. Yeah, that's presuming Sprong has a spot, which I do think he does. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, the Lions have brought back Matthew Betts and Nathan Rourke in the last month. Jaskrin, sorry, I got to this too late. I will tell him later that you said hi. No plans to go to the Grey Cup right now, Bankroll. So when I asked her, your mom road trip to Penticton with my son, I said it starts Thursday to Saturday. She was like, you driving and how much is it to go watch? Yes. Toffoli. Oh, is this hated or disappointed Canucks? Tim Schaller. Louis. That's not last 5 years. Virtanen. That's not last 5. Oh, maybe Virtanen is. Leipzig. That's definitely not last 5 years. Yeah, Jack didn't like Toffoli apparently, Irvin. I did. We was on the team. Oh, it's a Marvel reference. The Sacred Timeline. Okay, see, I'm not very cool. Me and pop culture, we don't really mesh. Leipzig is the correct answer. I missed Toffoli. Messier and Keenan. Oh, that's good, Rome. Reed Boucher. I don't like Toffoli. He scored every game against us. Leipzig was a Canuck. Yeah, not last 5 years, but he was. I saw a video of Brian Burke in 99 at the draft saying he was drafting the Twins either pre-draft or just after the first pick. Is it true or fake? No, he flat out told everyone that he was going to get both Twins. The Sacred Timeline reference was from the Disney Plus show Loki. Thank you. Nedved. Yes. Oh, no, I get it. We're not talking about the last 5 years now. We're just talking about disappointing Canucks, right? Virtanen super hated too. He can't even show his face in the city anymore. Pretty sad how it turned out. Could have been a home kid feel good story. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. In 99, he wanted both twins and he mastered a plan to drop. Yes, it's a series of moves that was quite impressive when you read about it. OEL is a Stanley Cup champion, so now we have to put respect on his name. You're right. I take it back. You'd bring back a former Canuck to join this roster. Who would you bring? Ooh. I would bring, like, obvious answers are, okay. A former Canuck to join this roster. Imagine Pavel Bure on the right wing with PD and DeBrusque. Bure, and then the Sedins, Kessler, and then maybe like a right shot guy like Bieksa, just to beef up our right side of our D. Based on the exit, Messi is the most hated. How he treated players like Linden. Trade talks, wearing Mackey's number. Yep. Louis was awful. Yeah, I bowled last night, Simon, to practice. It was good. It was good. Not bad. Shaking off the rust. Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from Sam, but I don't mind. Bring back Toffoli. I did see the Johnny Gaudreau tribute on Monday Night Raw in Calgary. Yes, I did, Jay. We actually talked about it on Monday Night show. Crazy that we have possessed the number one pick one time and we traded it away. Yeah, it wasn't even really ours to have, but I hear what you're saying. It helped us get the Sedins. I'd bring Toffoli now, but all-time Bure. That's fair. Jake Vertanen was found not guilty. Does he still deserve the hate? Yeah, I think Kirby, some people just don't like the way he was anyways, and his disappointing play. And I think that the accusations just add to it for sure. Salo, bring back Luongo so we have a healthy goalie. Rome says I never hated Vertanen. Jaskrin says he deserves it. Vertanen just isn't a good player. Yeah. Vertanen's laziness alone makes him hated. Canucks fans want players with heart. Hey, Coach Rob, how are you? I'd bring back the 2011 D core, but swap out Ballard for Hughes. Yeah, that's a good core. I think Hronek could find a spot on that core too. Yeah, that Sam comment was quite funny. Why are so people to hate on Carter Hart and then they could be innocent? Whatever happened to innocent and proven guilty? There's been tons of false claims throughout. Yeah, I don't want to get into that too much, Bankroll, but yeah, it's I think both things can be true. I think people are quick to pile on, but it's such a tricky topic. Yet sports in particular, the sports world is a very forgiving place. So I'll just say that. And I've said that before on this channel. Getting ready for the camping trip. Awesome. Awesome, Coach Rob. Awesome. Okay, friends, I'm going to go for 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. So keep asking hockey questions. You can ask me anything as well. Vertanen was getting hate early. He would be posting himself at a Bieber concert the night before. Next couple games, he was invisible. I think a hometown kid being a first rounder got to his head. That's fair. Most hated Canuck, hated by other teams. Oh, I think that's Kessler. That's got to be Kessler, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to ask you one more question while we do our last 5 minutes. For the second half of the show, do you like it? Yes, Burroughs was hated too. Okay, so I'm asking you in the poll, and this is going to help me for going forward. So in the second half of my show, for the second half of the show, when I answer your questions, especially when there's more than 75 people in here, usually I go Canucks and hockey related questions first, and then I do ask me anything at the end, just for 5 minutes. So my question to you is, today I haven't really cared. Like I've answered a few non-Canucks hockey related questions. My question is, do you like it when I exercise the discipline of separating them, doing Canucks and hockey related questions first, and then the last 5 minutes for Ask Me Anything? Or do you like it? So that would be yes, would be your answer to the question. Or do you like it when I mix them up and I don't separate them? So then for the purposes of this poll, then your answer would be no. So answer that for me as we wrap up here. Yeah, I'm waiting for Sam to say something as well. Matt Cook, yeah, that's good. Burrows was hated too. Yeah, those are good. So Kessler, Cook, Burrows. Yeah, Desharnais didn't like JT. Matt Cook. Rafi Torres, that's a good one too. People here love Tyler Mott simply because of his effort. He wasn't even a great player stats-wise. Must be because of the team identity that Stan Smeel forged. Yes, Tyler Mott came from that Stan Smeel type of mold of player. Does Jacob still have the Kia Souk? Yeah, I think you mean Kia Soul. He does have it still. Yes, I remember that. Torres was a madman. Yeah, with his eyes. Yeah, exactly. The look on his face was menacing. Oh, here he is. Our sponsor, Van City Expert, Jason Lim. Mark Messier sucks the most. You are not wrong. Hello, Toymaker. Nice to see you. Vertanen live streamed himself while driving to practice. I remember that. Gary likes AMA at the end. Second half can be a mix of strictly one topic. Yeah, usually I do that for the first half, Jasker, now, or at least right now. I'll the last few shows I've come in with it. Yesterday was about Brock Besser. Today was about the top 6. Oh, gee, Jason getting a little political. Mark Messier set us back a decade like Trudeau. How did you end up in RKB Productions parody, the national one specifically? Yeah, I know the Game Day guys. I've collabed with them a couple times, but that was the first time they saw what I was doing on the internet, and they asked me and the Towel Man, Dave Priest, to be in their Carrie Underwood parody. Great. Wow, that's a good poll, Fangirl. Impressive. Yeah, they just reached out to me, and we've been friends ever since. Will you be voting October 19th? Yes. If so, for who? I'm not going to say on here because it's not important. And I don't think it will serve anyone well to share who I'm voting for. It's okay. It's all good. I don't think Trampkin was hated. I think, yeah, I know it wasn't the best exit from here, but I'm not sure if he was hated. Yakul Rutu, that's a good one. Gary's voting for Henrik. We should sign Mod again. Oh, and then Sam with a real comment, not what he said earlier. Only reason I'm not 100% confident in this team is Demko. To be honest, I hope he'll recover. What is MB, by the way? What does MB mean? My bad? Or someone tell me, Sam, tell me what MB means. Not Manitoba, is it? I love Rutu. Sam made us laugh. I don't mind either way since member streams leave room for all sorts. Yes, the member streams, that's kind of where, well, it's because I'm trying to fill time and there's hardly anyone in there. But tomorrow, I hope there's a lot of people there tomorrow. Would I trade Demko for Braden Point? I'd want to see a bit more from Shilovs, but Braden Point is a good player. I don't know if Tampa makes that trade, though, because obviously they have Vasilevsky. Forgot about all those reasons for the JV hate. Wisney also kicked off a German team. I believe so, but I don't know for sure. Don't worry, I'll get Clay to tell us who will vote for. You guys could probably figure it out, just knowing me, but that's all I'll say. Clay will vote for Bruce Boudreau. Hey, RSA. Do you think Vancouver will sign a goalie to PTO for camp? Yeah, whether they trade for one, hope one shakes through on the waiver wire, but that's usually after camp. I think they're going to add a goalie, though, for sure. Kyle Wellwood. I did not say who I was voting for. Oh, MB is my bad. It's not Mucho Burrito. Yeah, my bad. Thank you, MB, my bad. And it's all good. Actually, credit to Sam for owning it. Most people would just drop a silly comment and then not own up to it or just leave. But no, Sam, you are welcome here, even with that first comment. If Demko regresses this year, would you trade him? Sam, that is such a tricky thing because intuitively, if he's regressing, he's hurting his trade value. So you actually want to trade him when he's playing his best, but that's counterintuitive because you want him for the playoffs. So it's so hard to say. I don't trade him though if he regresses because unless I hear what you're saying, unless you don't think you're going to sign him, and then you like Shilovs and you try and get something for him. I just don't. That's not going to look great. Is it too late to eat a fruit by the foot? No, you can eat those things anytime. I would not trade Demko for Point. Tampa wouldn't. They have Vasi. Yes. Clay, when is the membership show? Tomorrow is the members only live stream at 11 p.m. Pacific. We didn't get Point because we drafted Trampkin. Oi. Thanks, Jaskrin. I think you guys, I think you guys would know. Mucho Burrito, yes, indeed. Craig Janney never wanted to play for Canucks after being traded. He refused the trade somehow. I didn't like him. That's fair. Sam is Jaskin's new best friend. Should we give something away before the season? Yeah, Jay. I think whether it's a pair of preseason tickets or tickets early in the game, yes. I will talk to you. I like how you get people excited in the stream, but I'll talk to you about details off of the stream. If you could vote in the US, would you want to vote for? No, I'm not going to answer any questions about voting, Simon, respectfully. Did you hear that Johnny Gaudreau wife is also pregnant with their third child? It's so sad that third child and Matthew's only child will never get to know their dad. It's super sad. Hey, wait, isn't it your birthday today? Evil twin? Do I have that wrong, or is it your birthday today? Don't you turn 27 today? I like how my huge jersey is sitting in your closet. Yeah, Jasmine, you can keep thinking that. We didn't get Matt Kachuk because we drafted Ulevy. Yes, we missed out on basically Nick Ehlers and Matthew Kachuk. All right, let's give some love to Clay Emo's evil twin because it is his 27th birthday today. And yes, you should definitely sing happy birthday in the chat. The people have spoken, 80% of you saying yes. Separate the Canucks and hockey questions from the Ask Me Anything. So that is loud and clear as well. Hello, Ricky. Nice to see you. You're welcome, evil twin. Yes, I'm 50, but my twin is 27. I'm still trying to figure out how that works as well. And Sam, last comment of the night. He had the funniest comment of the night, but he's got this one as well. I have a feeling Sherwood gets 15 to 17 goals. I will take it. All right, friends, I'm going to wrap up here. Tomorrow night is members only. So join me tomorrow night at 11 p.m. I will post a link in the afternoon. And yeah, just come and you have a chance to win a spot into our group Zoom chat, which is going to happen Sunday night at 8:30. So once again, happy birthday, Clay Emo's evil twin. No problem, RSA. You can watch the replay. And everyone that has a number beside them, that means you're a member. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Shout out to my moderators for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Thanks to my sponsors, Advanced Seed Experts Real Estate and Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thank you. Going above and beyond tonight was legendary Lucas Gates with the $10 donation, making sure that the donation train got out of the station. On your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a late donation, gift a late membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And once again, see all of you members tomorrow night at 11 p.m. And as I leave, don't forget, as soon as I finish the bad joke to end off the stream, I want you to rate it in the comment section. First reaction on a scale of 1 to 10. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. By the way, before I met Gail, I fell in love with a girl who only knew 4 of the 5 vowels. Sadly, she never knew I existed. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.